Hi, I'm Micki,
Hi, I'm Kat.
and we are Cat and Mouse Astrology. Welcome to the eclipse in April. Hello, eclipse. It's electric. It's plutonic.
It's plutonic and electric, but I haven't looked at the chart yet because I've been living life. And so that we're going to wing it in this episode.
Yes, we are very winging it this time because we are both being eclipsed, and we're being part of the eclipse motion that's going
We're
on.
part of the eclipse motion. We're opposite each other, the eclipse motion, because I'm an Aries rising, you're a Libra rising. This is an Aries Libra eclipse. Or is it all just Aries? I haven't even looked at the chart yet.
Let's pull the darn chart up and then we can take a look at it. This eclipse is fun. It's going to be a ride. It's going to be a rock and roll ride.
It's a roller coaster.
Can I get this thing out of the way? Go away thing.
That's confusing. Okay, let's see.
So yeah, we've got Aries is where this is at 29 degrees of Aries. And
Oh, okay. The sun looks like
but
it's in Taurus, but it's not. That's 29 degrees Aries. And the moon is 29 degrees Aries. And Jupiter is 23 degrees Aries.
yeah, so think about it. I did pull this chart up earlier today, and you could watch the moon move over Jupiter. So the moon was just earlier today. Keep in mind the moon is moving fast. Moon is moving fast.
Yes.
So the moon conjuncted Jupiter, and now here it conjuncts the sun. So, and we know it's an eclipse because here is the nodes. The nodes are within a few degrees. That lets us know it's an eclipse. And it's square Pluto and trine Saturn.
Wow.
So it's something.
That's a lot. And then you've got Mercury and Uranus conjunct.
Yeah, in Taurus. Talking about what's real.
Talking about what's real.
And this eclipse, since it's leaving Aries, it's just about to leave us alone. Leave me alone. I want you to leave me alone. Leave me alone. It's about to leave us alone and move into I think, a much more positive aspect as the sun moon move into Taurus.
Yeah.
Then we're going to feel some slowdown, a little bit less intent, less of the speedy stuff and more of the slow down and plodding stuff. I hope.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see I could see some more communication troubles. Don't we have Mercury going retrograde soon while it's like hovering there with Uranus?
Yeah, we're gonna have a Mercury retrograde soon. I'm not exactly sure when, and we're gonna have Venus, of course, is gonna pull up into Leo and then be retrograde forever in there.
Oh, right over the black moon?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
This is moving forward into the summer though. So right now Venus is nice here. This is a good placement for Venus, even if it's a little awkward with Saturn. It's a positive aspect with Black Moon.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right.
I think sorry, go ahead.
I feel like communication is like in the depths right now.
It's gotta be surprising, confusing, upsetting, especially communication that's having to do with those Taurian things of our lives.
Yeah.
And especially as it is there with the North Node. So it has to do with where we're headed. These changes, we're talking about changes about where we're headed. So it's like, for me, this is real because I just replaced my computer. So my computer has been eclipsed. My old grubby computer that didn't work anymore very well has been eclipsed by a bright new computer. The sun has eclipsed the moon, has eclipsed my computer. And now I'm talking about the big change in my direction as I have new software to use and new computer that can run it. That's for me. There's a real personal kind of an eclipse there. I mean, but I think that this can impact people in lots of different ways about, what's leaving your life and what are you moving towards. And you're probably talking about that. This isn't
Ah,
this probably may be dragging stuff up from the deep.
definitely.
And it may be, there may be some aspects of it that you're not really even aware of, but you know what the change is because you're talking about it, whoever you are, all of us are.
Yeah.
And
Well, or at least it's being communicated. How about that?
right, at least it's being communicated.
Yeah, because it might not be vocalized.
True, and we may be going, blah, 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 we may not want to hear it.
You might not want to hear it. You might, yeah, but I don't. Oh, yeah, I feel like listen to like the songs on the radio that show up. Um, Shoot, sorry, I'm getting a call. Sorry.
No, I
Are you
like
still there?
the songs on the radio is a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. Listening for those. I want to listen for those kinds of messages.
Yeah, and especially because there is a bright spot there with the Venus to kind of help us through this big change.
Yeah, there's a bright star there with the Venus, and you got Pluto and black aspects, and you got the North Node because it's the eclipse.
So let's think about Pluto because, Pluto at 0 degrees, that's pretty intense and it's going to hang there. For those people who might have a Pluto in that area, that's going to be rather intense for that individual, And if you don't have any Pluto there at the end of Capricorn or beginning of Aquarius, you might want to look at what is in the Capricorn area of your chart or
Ooh.
Aquarius area of your chart, because Pluto is leaving something behind
Right.
from Capricorn, but not quite. It's not really quite finished yet.
Yeah, that's a good idea to look at that cusp. Look at your Capricorn Aquarius cusp and like see what the big transition is there because it's like definitely a liminalness to this eclipse and this period of transition for Pluto. Yeah, it's like the ritual rites of passage, like move from one state of being to another, but you have got to go through the period that is the metamorphosis.
Right, because the differences, and it always is amazing to me when I start to think about the symbology of the signs or the planets, but when you move around the zodiac wheel, each sign is very different from the previous one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Capricorn is, the goat getting to the top of the mountain. It's those things we aspire to. It's those things represented by institutions. It's those things we get together and do together, like build giant, monuments and stuff like that. But Aquarius is much more not directed by achievement and much more directed by will of the people.
Yeah.
It's a completely different feel.
Yeah.
I can see why, modern astrologers put Uranus with Aquarius, even though Saturn rules both signs.
Mm-hmm.
So Pluto is being, there's a Saturnian impact on Pluto just because Saturn rules both of these signs. But there's a huge shift between leaving Capricorn behind and moving into Aquarius, even though it's really going to take us a few years to get there through at least into 2024.
Right. Right.
Right. So right now it feels like this is a really significant trigger point.
Yeah. I
Because
almost wonder, Micki, is this is this the beginning of the astrological year? Because it's the new moon in Aries. And I know
right,
it's the second new moon in Aries, but maybe this one's the real start to the astrological new year because it's such a heavy hitter.
bam. I mean, I don't disagree. It is, I mean, for me, I couldn't get started with anything in the new year with my crappy old computer that needed
Oh,
to be
okay, good
flipped.
point. Yeah.
So for me,
Okay.
it really does feel like a start to a new start. And I wonder how many people, and again, it's a start that requires us to leave something behind.
Ugh, I don't know why I'm so like, no.
I want to keep it all. I don't want to give anything up.
I
I'm that
feel
way too.
horny. I feel
I still
like,
have both my computers plugged into the same screen.
why can't I have two computers?
No, I'm getting rid of one. It's just you gotta let it
You
go.
don't need it. You don't need it. You don't
Don't
need that
need it.
much.
Don't need it. So where do you have to let go of something? And that's gonna be, it's gonna be something that's deep and real, reflected in either
Okay.
your Capricorn or Aquarian house. And it's also going to be something that, again, as we've talked about, is on this Aries Libra axis.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause even if you don't have anything in Aries yourself, it may be
Yeah.
reflecting something you have in Libra or vice versa, right?
Right.
And so this being square to Pluto right now is going to stir all that up.
It is stirry. It is stirry. I want to go back to the idea of the ritual transition as the and that like the leaving behind of something and like the positive spin I can put on it in this moment is, is leaving behind a former self to become something else
I like that.
and a growth potential. And I'm kind of hung up on this like axis, this Capricorn Aries axis still. And then I think they're the only two signs that have like an element of duality to them. Besides, I mean, in different than a Gemini way. And the like Capricorn being the sea goat and air it's an earth sign, but it's a water sign at the same time. And Aries and Aquarius being the water bearer, so it's an air sign, but it's a water sign at the same time. So you've got this earth and air, but they're both actually water signs in a weird way.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? And maybe, again, the Saturnian influence on both of them that gives them both a bit of a seriousness,
Yeah.
even though Aquarius is the sign of new and electric, there's kind of a seriousness in this. I mean, you know, um,
And
there's so many,
they're both like communal oriented.
right. What it makes me think of right now is artificial intelligence, like chat AI.
Uh-huh.
So, like, we weren't talking about chat AI 6 months ago. I
I don't
mean,
want to talk about chat AI. I want to talk about the world I want, not the one
well,
I
yeah,
don't.
but that's where we're in this crazy place where it's like I just dove head first into like, wow, I could create book covers in chat AI.
Ah.
Or not chat AI, but uh, Adobe Firefly is the one I'm going to try. It's all over the place now. And so this is something that just was birthed, if you will, in a way that you can say, well, the internet was around for a while, but it wasn't until everybody started using
Are you
it.
talking about the way that you can make artworks by algorithms stealing ideas from actual artists? Is that what you're
Yes, we've
talking
got
about?
serious theft and it's crazy stuff because, it doesn't really work, but people are so afraid of it. And that's why I'm thinking about it because it's so plutonic. It's like this new moon light is shining on this really weird plutonic issue that you brought it to my attention because it's both Capricornian,
Yeah.
in the way that it's the Capricorn is the sea goat, and it's Aquarius in the way that it's the air sign that's also the water bearer because it's because of the way this tool is being viewed by people as either the end of the world or the beginning.
Oh, because it's paradoxical. Yeah, because we're in a goddamn liminal phase right now. That's why, which is great. Ritual processes are great. You come out the other side if you survive, so we'll survive.
That's right. We will survive. We will survive this. We will in fact survive it. But somehow this seems to me to be a chart that's marking this entry into not just a new phase of our lives personally, but a new era that's
New era.
really a new era. This is going to be different.
It's a new era.
This is
Okay.
new.
Okay. All right. I mean, I didn't see it as a new era, but thank you.
Yeah, sorry. It's
That's
coming
okay.
on, but
It's not a bad thing. It's just confusing.
yeah, it's just confusing.
I wasn't expecting a new era to hit today.
Yeah, and you know, this may be an aside, but I'm saying this to you as you, Kat, being an artist, is when I look at the AI art, at first it's like, oh, that's cool because it's really brightly colored.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
I wonder if it has a different color palette. That's my first question in my mind. Hey, is this not sienna? And I mean, is this not, what do we call
Don't
them?
you don't, I would assume you pick the color palette when you're creating it.
Yeah, but is it CMYK or is it
Totally.
right? I mean, what is its, is there something new in the color palette that's going on with AI is my question, because the colors seem so different and so vibrant. But then as I look at the art, because it's kind of uh hmm, I'm not sure the word I want to use because I'm not an artist, but I think that people might get sick of it pretty soon and be really happy to go back to human created art for the nuance and detail.
For the variety.
Yeah,
Because frankly, from what I've seen of the AI, like, I don't know, kind of like all looks the same.
that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like all the edges are smoothed.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't
There's a
have
color
the,
palette that they're like leading people towards. Like, oh yeah, I like that. Like, yeah, they're figuring out some standardized version of what's appealing. It's almost like it's a like a research project for advertisers or something. What do people like? You know, there's always some other thing. They're really studying you when you interact, when you interface with these software programs that come out onto the scene and you put the apps on your phone. They're like they're researching you so they can sell you more things,
yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
what it's really all for.
And what it made me think of is things like you know, an Escher painting. Let's say a
Yeah.
black and white Escher painting. You know, that's something that to me is endlessly appealing, in a way that this kind of AI art could never be unless it's deliberately, I don't know. I suppose you could type that in and get it to do an Escher painting.
You probably
We'll have to
could.
see. We'll have
You
to see where
probably
this
could.
goes. But it
It,
doesn't do a good job. Like when it does human eyes, an artist has to go in and fix it because it can't do a human eye.
you see the teeth? The teeth it makes for people, they have like all these extra teeth and they have extra fingers. And they're like, oh, those are all broken.
Maybe it's really it's showing us how we really see ourselves.
Oh, hey, it's all a mirror.
It's a trippy mirror, it really is. It's a it can be a fun toy, but I think it is a fun house, and some people are um very frightened by it, and some people are really turned on, and it's obviously something that's we're gonna have to, you know, deal with. The plutonic part is real there.
Right.
What's the, can you give us some Sabian symbols? Are you able to look up a Sabian symbol for anything?
Let me get my list.
Cool. I'd like to know where Pluto is at.
Oh, we know where Pluto's at. It's at the
Apex,
old
zero.
Adobe mission.
It's still on Adobe mission, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still on Adobe mission. And what is it, 29 Aries?
29 Aries.
A duck pond and its brood.
Duck Pond and its brood. Duck Pond and its brood. Hmm. I'm not sure what to think of that one.
A new era.
Oh, okay, sure. Got a bunch of new little goslings, little
Yeah.
ducks were
New little
trailing around
ducks. And
behind it.
they're like beautifully built environment.
Yeah. And one of them's AI back there. He considers itself the
That
ugly
one looks
duckling.
funny.
Uh,
It's
so
a
is there, wait,
lemon.
look at Venus too. Let me share one more time. Let's look at Venus too. Which was that? That
No, just tell me what it is.
10 of
Is it
Gemini.
Taurus? Oh,
Uh,
Gemini.
Gemini.
10 Gemini. Newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience.
Here we go. Yep. into the wild blue yonder. Go ahead and give us a Mercury at 15 Taurus.
15 Taurus. An old teacher fails to interest his pupils in traditional knowledge.
Yeah, we're all moving towards that chat AI and saying bye. How about Uranus at 17 Taurus?
A woman airing an old bag through a sunny window.
Okay, we've seen that one before too. We're still moving forward. We're about to enter new territory with Uranus.
Oh, thank God.
Right? Because remember, it went retrograde and it's just now catching back up to itself. We're going to go into some new territory, and that will be fascinating. Fascinating.
I want to see where Saturn is.
That's a great idea. 4 of Pisces.
A church bazaar.
What are we auctioning off for charity?
Or what are we getting together to share our gifts and talents?
Right. Yeah, especially in that Piscean area.
Yeah, let's gather around the duck pond and
Yeah,
share our talents.
that's nice.
And in this new world that's opened up to us.
Lovely. That's a great interpretation. Right. And
Yeah.
even though we're in some way we're eclipsing these plutonic things in our lives.
Okay. Oh, yay.
Yay, that's right. If we've been doing the work and we've been looking at the shadows and trying to work with them, it's likely that those things that we've been more aware of, because we have that nice trine with Venus and Black Moon Lilith,
Yeah.
or sextile, that those things that are now, highlighted by the solar eclipse on Pluto, that square is allowing us to turn a corner.
Okay, good. I like it when you phrase it that way. We're eclipsing. We're eclipsing because we're the ones at the duck pond. We're the brood. We're the lady airing out the empty bag, ready to go to the church bazaar to gather up all the things we need as we move into the new lands.
Exactly. And we're ready to go. I mean, now more than ever, like you say, this does feel like the new year. I feel ready to go now. Let's go.
Got things to do.
Got things to do.
Yeah.
Those little ducks behind me, and
Got
they're
things to do.
moving along down behind me, down on the pond. So let's see. Anything else to add on this pretty crazy cool moon?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. We were discussing earlier, so I'll just share this little bit for everybody out there. Like, maybe I said it at the beginning that for me, it's like a roller coaster these past couple days. And for you, it's been like a fucking merry-go-round.
Going too fast. Let me off. Let me off.
I'm just like, oh, I'm feeling nauseous.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been a spin.
Ups and downs, makes me nauseous.
Round and round, round and round. But we're on the axis, the Libra Aries axis.
Yes.
And so, those of us Libra and Aries are probably feeling it heavier, but everybody's feeling it somewhere.
Right.
And I'll put some info below about where this solar eclipse is in each of the different signs so that people can take a look at that.
Cool. And if you got a rising on the Capricorn Aquarius cusp, God bless you.
Hang in there. Hang in there. It's going to get better.
We're thinking of you.
Moving forward. All right. We'll see you on the next move. Bye.